How's it going, guys? So for today's video, I wanted to do something a little fun and just kind of make a tier list because everyone loves tier list about fast food. Now, I would say I'm a fast food enjoyer, maybe not a connoisseur, but let's just kind of see what there all is and whether or not I've had them. If I hadn't had anything yet, then I'm just gonna put it here down in the never had category. And just to give you some background, I'm from the Midwest of the United States, so brands that are exclusive to the East or West Coast are probably something that I haven't had. So let's just get right into it. So first off, we'll go in order. So A&W All American Food. I've only had this once. It's just your typical, burgers, fries. It didn't wow me, but it wasn't too bad. So I'm gonna, let's see, put it, I'm gonna put it in C for now. There's not, or maybe B, somewhere between there. Yeah, I'm gonna put it C just because I've only had it once and it wasn't anything crazy. But like it could be B, it could be C. So these movements might change as I kind of fill up more of the tier list. All right, next is Arby's. I really enjoy Arby's. I love their curly fries. The Bronco berry sauce is really sweet and flavorful. And I love their, their roast beef and cheddar and cheese. It's just all so fattening but so good. So I'm gonna put it, maybe it's either bottom A or high B. I want to put it at the top of B just for now, because I think I'm gonna save S for just the truly one of a kind. You need to have it, or something that I would never get tired of. With Arby's, I rarely crave it, but whenever I do eat it, it's usually pretty good. So I'm gonna save that for B. Baja Fresh Mexican Grill. I've never had this. Sorry for those who are fans of Baja Fresh. Same with Blimpie. I've never had Blimpies. And Bojangles, never had Bojangles. I have had Boston Market. It's pretty, not bad. But it's nothing I ever crave or go out of my way to get. So I'm gonna put it, unfortunately, it's not so bad where I want to put it D. I want to save D for the truly god-awful places, which I can't really say for Boston Market. So I'm gonna put that in C for now. Nothing memorable, just, if it's there, I'll eat it, but I'll never, think to get it. So Burger King, let's see. Burger King is one of those franchises that a lot of people don't like. I actually grew up with Burger King and I think their fries are good, their Whoppers are solid. And of course it kind of just depends if, some days it would be really shitty, other days it just is amazing. But compared to other brands like McDonald's, I just don't think Burger King can really stand up to that. So I'm going to put that probably in B. And I'm starting to notice a big gap between some of the brands like Arby's, between the B and C tier, so I might spread this out a bit. Raising Cane's, my first instinct is S, but I'm just gonna put it at the top of A. You never get tired of their chicken tenders. One of my favorite things to get there is their sweet tea. But their cane sauce and their buttered toast is probably one of my favorite things. Always no slaw, extra toast. Carl's Jr. is basically Hardee's, and I love Hardee's, so I'm just gonna put Carl's Jr. in B. Checkers, I believe that's the same as Rally's. I'm gonna put it in the same category as Carl's Jr. It's just miles above A&W and Boston Market, but not quite in A tier yet. Oh, Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is interesting. There's not a whole lot of options like it. I want to put it probably in A tier. Every time I do get it, it always slaps. Their waffle fries, there's not really any competition for those. So their waffle fries along with their Chick-fil-A sauces always hits the spot. So okay, Chipotle, I'm kind of biased in Chipotle because I eat this all the time during my lunch break. It's kind of one of those healthy fast food options. So because of that, I want to say I'm going to put in A for now. Lately, it's kind of been, a mixed bag of whether you get whoever's delivering your food. It could be a full bowl, it could be, really shitty, so it kind of just depends. But on average, my Chipotle has been pretty good. I usually just get rice, white rice with black beans, some kind of protein, and I really missed their smoked brisket they had for a limited time, but unfortunately they don't have it anymore. So that would have been S tier if they still have it. Church's chicken, I've had it before. It pales in comparison to other fried chicken places like Popeyes. So I'm gonna put it in C for now. Cookout, I never had Cookout. Culver's, I really dig Culver's. I like their burgers and fries are always pretty solid. So their quality assurance must be pretty good, or quality control. And their soft serve or their ice cream is always really good too. So I'm gonna put them in A. Del Taco, I haven't had Del Taco yet. I would assume it's similar to Taco Bell. Because I've never had it, I'm just gonna put it here. And Denny's is the first breakfast place we have on here. Now I'm always down for Denny's or IHOP. Now, where do I think they're gonna be on here? A or B? So I'm gonna put it in B. I don't think it's quite there up along those A where I would go out of my way to go to a Denny's. It's kind of one of those things you go late at night with your group of friends after getting shit faced, or maybe after a rave or something. Always kind of like Waffle House. You just go there and you know what you're getting. It's like terribly greasy breakfast food, but it always hits the spot. Domino's Pizza, I actually think it's alright. I don't think Domino's is amazing. There's also not one near me, so that could play a role in it, but I'm gonna put it in C for now. Now that I think about it, I don't have anything in D, so I'm gonna move these three down into D. And I think Domino's is good right there, and I'm gonna keep that there for now. Some people might get mad at me for Domino's, but we'll see. Dairy Queen always is good, but they're only really good for their ice cream. I didn't really enjoy the rest of their food. Their chicken tenders or their burgers are pretty lackluster, so I'm gonna put them in C. So C's are places where if I see it, I'll go to. Whereas in D, if I see it, I'm most likely not gonna go there because there's gonna be a variety of other options around there, such as the ones above them. El Pollo Loco, I don't have this in my area, so I'm gonna say never had. Firehouse subs. Now, I enjoy subs like meatball subs or Philly cheesesteak. I always kind of equate this to the other brands like Jersey Mike's and Jimmy John's. It's solid. I'll go to it every now and then, so I'm gonna put in C. Five Guys. Now, I love Five Guys burgers and fries. It's just that it costs an arm and a leg to really eat there. It cost me nearly $20 just to get a nice burger and fries and a drink, like almost a complete meal. And it didn't used to be like that, but now with inflation and it costing an arm and a leg, it's not really my first choice. I'd probably rather just go to like McDonald's or somewhere and save the money. But it's really solid. I want to put it in B, or at least top of B. IHOP is on a similar plate as Denny's. I actually might prefer the food of IHOP more. Their pancakes and their hash browns are really good. I'm gonna put it in the same tier as Denny's, but just a little bit above them. And these may not be in complete order, but just generally speaking. Next one is In-N-Out. This one, I've had In-N-Out a lot every time I go to California. Would I be a sellout if I just put it in S? I'm gonna have to put it in S, just because not only is it fantastic, but it's also very cheap. And I haven't gotten tired of it. The only downside is that if it's been sitting out for a while, it's probably not the best from my experience. So if it's like fresh In-N-Out, hell yeah. If it's been sitting out for like 2 hours, probably not. The animal style fries are really good, but oh man, it makes me feel like shit after. Jack in the Box. I've never had Jack in the Box, albeit I've gone to Cali countless times. There's none any in my area in the Midwest. So I'm gonna put in never had. Jersey Mike's and Jimmy John's. These, I've had them. They're both pretty much basic subs. I'm sorry if I offended you guys who love Jersey Mike's or Jimmy John's. I'm gonna put them in D. They just didn't really, maybe it could have been the sub that I got, just your basic, healthy sub with maybe bacon, lettuce, tomato. So it might not be the best comparison, but at least from my experience, that's why I tend to get there. Jollibee. I haven't had Jollibees, but it is on my list to get, so I'm just saying never had. KFC. Now, I really like KFC. I love their mac and cheese and their biscuits. Their chicken's not bad, although their consistency is something that could improve on. But I'm going to put that in C for now, just because I grew up eating KFC, and for the most part, they're pretty good. Although there have been cases online where people have opened their chicken and there's rotten chicken or who knows what inside the chicken. So, but me personally, no bad experiences with KFC, except maybe one time where it was kind of raw, but I probably still ate it. Little Caesars. This is nostalgic to me because me and my friends used to be poor, and this was what you would buy for gatherings. So, and it's not bad, especially for what it is. I think now it's probably inflated to $5 or $6 instead of $5. I could be wrong on that, but I want to put that in the same tier as no, that wouldn't be fair. I'm gonna put it in D because right now I'm just trying to rate the food, and food wise, Domino's is definitely better than Little Caesars. But I want to put Little Caesars at the beginning of D. Long John Silver's is poop. I only had it once or twice, and both times the fish was not fully cooked. So I'm just gonna put it at the bottom. And McDonald's holds a special place in my heart because on one end, it can be pretty poggers. It can be like the best thing ever, but then when you get maybe the food's not fresh, it's like the worst thing ever. But for the most part, you know what you're getting. I tend to go for safe options like chicken nuggets, McFlurry, Big Mac, so those don't have too much variation. And so it's also a lot more affordable than some of the other brands. So I'm gonna put it in A. Like, I grew up eating McDonald's, and I'll probably die eating McDonald's, so it holds a special place in my heart. Next is Moe's Southwest Grill. I think this is pretty similar to Chipotle. I used to eat this pretty frequently when I was in university, and it just doesn't compare to Chipotle, so I'm gonna put it into C. When I eat it, it's not bad, but I never crave Moe's. Noodles and Company. No, I actually like Noodles and Company, although the only downsides is that their portions are really small and the prices are kind of high. So in terms of the food wise, I think Noodles and Company is good, but I've never, outside of university, I've driven past a bunch of Noodles and Companies elsewhere and just never wanted to get any. So I'm gonna put it in D. Maybe higher on the D. Okay, Panda Express. I'm just gonna put this in S because orange chicken, teriyaki chicken, that's how I get my protein after my workouts. I never not crave this. It does kind of suck when the food's cold, but you microwave it and it's kind of still good. So always get the fried rice, orange chicken, and then the teriyaki chicken for that protein. So always a good thing. Sometimes it sucks, but I'm never gonna get tired of Panda Express. I know it's not authentic, and I accept that. So I'm pretty Americanized at this point. So Panda Express, S tier. If you don't agree, well, it's my video. So all right, Panera Bread. I know the first thing you guys are gonna think, and yes, this is overpriced, but it's pretty solid as far as their food goes. Their cinnamon toast like croissants or bread. The sandwiches are pretty good, and I think it's pretty healthy too. I'm gonna actually just put it somewhere high B tier, just because it's never something that me and my group of friends would ever decide to go to. Papa John's. Now, I'm biased towards Papa John's because they sponsor Smash Bros. Melee, which I love playing, and I think they're pretty decent. I would say they're better than Domino's to me, but I kind of want to see what other pizza brands there are first, so I'm going to put Papa John's in B for now. PDQ, I never had this. Yeah, that looks like fried chicken, but I guess I'll have to do some research on it to see what that is, but never had it. Penn Station East Coast Subs. Penn Station, I love their Philly cheesesteak. Like some other franchises, this place just has, clogged arteries in terms of their subs, but oh boy does it taste great. Now, I never get it anymore just because I'm trying to be a bit more healthy, but if that was a factor, then I'll probably put it at top of B. Pizza Hut. Now, Pizza Hut is something that I've always gone quite a bit because I used to live near one, and I really like their thick crust pizza, and their cheese sticks are really good, their breadsticks, and they usually have some good coupons. I want to put it above Papa John's for me. If I had to choose between the two, it'd might be a hot take, but I'm gonna put Pizza Hut in A. Let me know if you guys disagree. I'm sure there are, but I love Pizza Hut, never had any bad issues. I don't know anyone else that likes Pizza Hut over these other brands like Papa John's and Domino's, so if you agree, let me know. Louisiana Kitchen Popeyes. So I love Popeyes. I used to get it all the time after church. That's when it was fresh. Everyone comes right after church on Sundays, so I'm gonna put Popeyes in A tier because it's just so renowned across the United States, and I think internationally too. It's becoming to be more popular over there. Portobello's or Portillo's, I've never had that, so I'll just put it in never had. Potbelly sandwich. I've seen this, I've just never gotten it, just because I never crave like a sandwich sub whenever I would go to some Midwestern city that had this. I typically would first look for like Asian food or some other unique cuisine, so I'm just not really a sub or sandwich guy. So I'm gonna put that in never had. Qdoba. Basically, I'm conflicted about this. Between Chipotle and Qdoba, I definitely get Chipotle more. Qdoba does have some things that are better, like free guac, but I think as a whole, Chipotle just has more of a package. So I'm gonna put Qdoba in the B tier. Quiznos. I have not had Quiznos, I don't think. I think they have pita bread and a couple other things, but never had it. Roy Rogers. Never had Roy Rogers. Don't know what that is. Sounds good, but never had it, so putting it here. Sbarro. Now, Sbarro's, it was on my university campus. It's pretty basic pizza. It's kind of, I think it's better than Little Caesars for sure. I'm gonna put that in the C tier. Schlotzsky's. I have never had Schlotzsky's cafe or bakery, so I'm gonna put that in never had. Shake Shack. Now, Shake Shack is a cheaper version of Five Guys, but more expensive version of In-N-Out. I believe it's like the East Coast version of In-N-Out or rival. Now it's in the Midwest and it's expanding. I like their food. I just think it's a little bit overpriced. If I had other options like In-N-Out around, I would just pick In-N-Out or like McDonald's. But Shake Shack's really good. I can't discount that. I have to give credit where credit is due. I'm gonna put it Shake Shack. No, I don't want to be a sellout and say it's an A because that's overrated. So I want to put it in B. Might be a hot take. Sheetz. Now, I don't know if other areas in the United States have Sheetz, but at least in the Midwest, it's very famous gas station that has food in it. And it's your typical nasty ass greasy food. When you're eating this, it's just calories upon calories, but boy oh boy is it really good. So whenever I have cousins come over, they want to get Sheetz, and I think It's good, but it's never something I would kind of stop my way somewhere and get. So I'm gonna put it into I don't know, either top of C. I'm gonna put it in C because we don't have enough things there, but it does slap whenever you get it. Skyline chili. Now I love Skyline chili. There's not really any competition when it comes to hot dogs and cheese, at least in the Midwest, for like a fast food hot dog chili line like this. I'm gonna put it into B. Yeah, I'm happy with that. It's not as high as A to where like everyone in the group wants to get Skyline. They typically would get something above that. But whenever I do eat it, it's always really good. But it's pretty much just hot dog, chili, and cheese at the end of the day, so it's nothing special. Sonic, I really like the idea of Sonic. I like that they have unique like slushy flavors and that all the time. I like that they roll out your order on roller skates. So I like that they're still hanging in there. They're not as successful as one would hope, but I'm kind of rooting for them. Their food's usually pretty good. So I never had any issues or complaints with Sonic. There's just not many near me, so I'm just gonna put it in C. So Stick and Shake. I grew up eating this. We ate the Frisco Melts all the time. They're basically everything on their menu is just terrible for you, like the milkshakes. Your typical fast food diner kind of place. At least for my location, don't expect to get your food very quickly because it's gonna take you like way over half an hour at times. The longest time it took me in drive-through was nearly 2 hours at like midnight because I think there was one person working, and that's pretty close to accurate. It's usually maybe 2 people, but at that time it's really slow. So, but in terms of food, I really like their food. I want to give their food a B. It always slaps. But their burgers, their fries are really good. Always really kind of salty. If you like it that way, then yeah. Subway. So I've eaten Subway a lot, and that's because I was trying to be healthy. So I get the memes where people say they hate Subway, but is it really just because the stuff they order, the sandwiches they make, are bad, so they have bad taste? And secretly, Subway is actually a good restaurant. I usually like to get really healthy foods. Like I might get chicken breast or turkey breast, and just stack it with a bunch of veggies and maybe some sauce. So it's never like amazing for me, but I have had subs that have been pretty good. I'm gonna say it's above the other brands like Jimmy John's. It's probably in the same tier as Firehouse Subs for me. If it's there and it's the only thing there, then I'll eat it. Otherwise, I usually never go to Subway if any of these other options are around there. Swenson's. Now, I love Swenson's. Every time I go there, I get their signature burger. It has some secret sauce, which is really tangy and good. And the fries, I think it's kind of a similar thing as Sonic, but even better. So I'm gonna put Swenson's in A tier. I mean, it helps that it's close to a bunch of stuff that I go to, such as IKEA or the mall. So whenever I'm there, I usually go to Swenson's. Taco Bell. Now, Taco Bell is one of those kind of somewhat healthy fast food options that I like to get if I don't want Wendy's or McDonald's, and I'll go to Taco Bell and try to be a little bit healthier. I'm gonna put Taco Bell actually in A tier, just because compared to the ones in B tier, I definitely get Taco Bell way more often, and some of their food slaps. So it's great for most scenarios, whether you're shit-faced drunk or whether you're completely sober or on your lunch break at work. It's usually pretty good. The only things I would say is that sometimes their service can be slow when there's maybe 1 or 2 people working, and hopefully they don't spit my food, but I've seen TikToks of people just being really dirty behind the scenes. So no food poisoning yet, so knock on wood. Taco Cabana, never had that, so I'm gonna put it here. Torchy's Tacos, I've had it in Texas a couple times. It was pretty good. It didn't wow me, but it also when I'm on vacation, at that time I was visiting, it's always usually a good time. So I want to put Torchy's probably in B. If I had it more, I would probably be able to tell if it was A or not, but for now I'm just gonna put in B. Waffle House really slaps. Waffle House is very cheap, on the cheaper side, and you know what you're getting. And so if you want a cheaper alternative to Denny's or IHOP, Waffle House is the way to go. If those three were around the same area, I can't really tell which one I would want to go to, because I like IHOP over Denny's for sure, but Waffle House is just kind of in its own category. So I'm gonna put Waffle House in A. Wawa, I like the word Wawa. I've just never had Wawa, so I'm gonna put it in never had. Wendy's is actually low key, like, amazing. Never fresh, never frozen. No, I mean just never frozen. My bad. But their never frozen beef is really good. Sometimes it can be pretty inconsistent. Like if it's not prime time and you show up and you just get a pre-made burger that they had sitting around and they just throw it on the grill for like a couple seconds, you can tell that it's been sitting out. So, but under ideal circumstances, it's fresh, drive-through is wrapped around the building, it's lunchtime, the burgers and fries are great, their chicken nuggets could be further improved, but I love their Frosties, and everything else is pretty good. Chili, grilled chicken can be pretty decent if you're trying to be healthy. So yeah, overall pretty solid. I would say solid A tier. Whataburger, I've never had Whataburger, but I would kind of presume that it's pretty mediocre, but I'm just gonna say never had. White Castle, White Castle. To me, I love sliders, and White Castle never disappoints. Even if it's fresh, even if it's cold, even in any circumstance, I always have a good time with White Castle. Even if it's the shittiest thing ever, you know that it's White Castle. So I'm just gonna put that. In terms of expectations, it never disappoints me. Even if it does, it really doesn't. So I'm gonna put it in. I'm putting it in A tier. Dang, I have like nothing in S tier, but that's, I don't know, that could be for a variety of reasons. Wiener Schnitzel, never had that. I like Wiener. I mean, I do like Wiener Schnitzels. I'm assuming they just sell hot dogs, so I'll have to try that next time I go to Cali. Wings Over, I've had this. No, I don't think I've had Wings Over. I've had Wingstop. Wings Over just sounds like regular wings to me. I'm just gonna say never had. Wingstop was pretty solid. It's better than your typical pizza place wings. It's probably, I would say, better than your B-dubs wings. So I'm gonna put that in B tier. And Zaxby's, I never had Zaxby's, unfortunately. Alright, so am I happy with this tier list? I kind of think S tier is kind of empty, but I also don't want to over glorify some of the franchises that are in A or B tier. So am I happy with S as it is right now? In-N-Out, very great and cheap, and that's kind of the mindset I'm going for right now. Is price is definitely a factor. Then Panda Express, definitely always, also because the orange chicken never disappoints me. There's really no other competition. I think Mark Pies isn't on here. Some other Asian fast food chains that just don't really compare or aren't really readily available for me to see. So in terms of fast food, Panda Express is probably a monopoly for that. And everything else in A tier, you can see that these are places that I enjoy. And if you're eating out with a group of friends, more than not, these are probably one of the places you're gonna pick. Followed by B tier, these are places that you've been to that I thought was really good, but never really choose to go there by myself, nor if I'm with a group of friends. We don't really perfectly choose these compared to those in the A tier. C tier, like I said throughout the video, places I've had before and pretty decent, but they either fail in comparison to one of their competitors in the A and B tier, or they're just mediocre. And then D is just usually places that I just had once or twice, had bad experiences with, or in terms of food quality and taste, it just doesn't compare to the competitors above them. Not to say that they're not great. You know, some of them, like Little Caesars, could be financially feasible if you're in that kind of situation, or if you know you love noodles, then you can go for Noodles and Company. But otherwise, everything else never had. But I think that's all the fast food places I can think of. What do you guys think of my tier list so far? I like doing these, so I'll probably do more in the future of other topics. So if you guys have any comments, if any agreements or disagreements, let me know in the comments below. If there are any hot takes, then I really like to hear it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.